Welcome to our new series, the 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie. Let's talk about the very first movie that you saw this week. Tell us why you chose this movie.
So the first movie that I saw this week, so I needed a palate cleanse, which I feel like I'm going to start saying now every single week until the end of the year. But I needed something that was a little bit different from what I've done. Something that was easily digestible. Um, I sound like I'm talking about eating, like doing a food competition, or you have these guys just being like, "What can I eat first, or what can I eat last?" That's going to like go down easily. So I just wanted something that was going to be smooth, and I love The Witcher game series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you've played it, but
No, I
I
have
love
not.
The Witcher. I played The Witcher 2, I played The Witcher 3, Platinum The Witcher 3, and I just enjoyed the overall story. The series, I have mixed feelings about, and complicated feelings about the Netflix series with Henry Cavill. Uh, but I had heard that the original voice actor had done voice acting on an animated movie, and that movie was The Witcher Sirens of the Deep. And hour and a half animated film, and I was like, okay, go for a ride. And I think it's, if you're a fan of The Witcher, I think that you'll like this a lot. The animation style, I don't know if you've seen Castlevania on Netflix, but it kind of gave me that sort of vibe. Where kind of borderline, kind of like anime, really good quality. I really love Doug Cockle as the voice of Geralt in this one. Basically, the setup is, if you don't know, Geralt is a Witcher, and he basically is a mutant. Well, he was a human, and then he went through a trial, and it gave him kind of superhuman powers and the ability to kind of fight supernatural creatures. And so regular humans will hire witchers to hunt down, any sort of werewolves or vampires that they have kicking around. And so he has one sword that's made of silver for monsters, and he has a steel sword that's for humans. And he basically goes from town to town with his bard friend. Um, and yeah, he just takes on contracts. It's a lot more, obviously, it's a lot more complicated than that. If you've played the Witcher games, there's a lot more lore and there's a lot more story to it, but that's the overall view. And so Geralt gets called um, to this kingdom where they're dealing with some issues between some sea people, some merfolk, and humans. And so he's brought on to investigate some of the killings that are happening from these underwater creatures. And while he does this, he unravels a sort of bigger conspiracy. So it's nothing overly complicated or anything that you haven't seen before. But for me, it was nice to just watch an animated movie in a brand and a lore that I'm already familiar with. And it wasn't that long, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good take on The Witcher. I thought it was better than really anything that's come out of the Witcher live action series, because that really took a tumble into from like the second to third season. They started making all these changes. The Witcher itself is based on a novel series, Polish novel series, and so it does have books. It's like a sort of lore. CD Projekt Red's Witcher kind of has some liberties with that lore, but makes it way better. And the Netflix show, although it had a really strong start, it kind of went into the tank, pretty quickly, and which is unfortunate. But as a Netflix kind of cash-in animated film, I thought this was perfectly digestible and enjoyable. So if you are a fan of The Witcher, and especially if you like The Witcher 3 and you love the voice acting in that, I think that you're going to have a pretty good time with The Witcher Sirens of the Deep. So the next question I have is where this rank. It's very this is tough for me.
So, as you're thinking about this, I will say yes, I never got into the Witcher games. I not seen, but heard of obviously the Netflix series Henry Cavill, and I heard so many mixed reviews because I thought about seeing it. And the
Mhm.
Castlevania animated series, I want to see. Like that's one of those shows. Like
You should see
I
that.
know, I keep telling myself, oh, I need to sit
It's
down and
good.
watch this. Sit down and watch this.
It's
And
solid.
we're watching too many movies, but no, I definitely want to see it.
I
It's
know.
on my.
I know.
So yeah, no, the Witcher series and that universe as a whole, I don't know much about. I just never got into the games. So yeah, I never got into the shows. But I also think, Soto, if I'm not mistaken, this is only the second animated film you've reviewed. I think what
Yeah.
Suzumi, if I'm saying that correctly, was your first
Yeah.
one from way back.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, I
Yep.
mean, I will be honest. I mean, you've probably seen a lot of anime. Um,
Hmm.
but the fact that you've only done two so far, I mean, yeah, no, that's let's just see. Let's see. Is this as high up as Suzumi? I don't even know where you have Suzumi. Oh, that was high up. Oh no, 22.
It's high up there.
Let's see though
Yeah.
where you put Sirens of the Deep.
Oh, this is hard.
It gets harder every
Um,
week. It gets hard.
yeah, because it's not like anything to write home about. I enjoyed it. Um, it comes down to, did I enjoy this more than the Beekeeper? I mean, I really liked the Beekeeper. That made me laugh a lot. And then I'm like, well, did I enjoy it more than the Founder? I mean, the Founder was good, but I hated the main character.
But he
The
was meant to be
accountant was
unlikable.
stupid.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
He was, but that's the true story of what happened. Like he really, I mean, it's not right or wrong. It's just business. That's how business works. Um, so right now, yeah, as I think about it, because it's very middle of the road for me. I think I'm going to put it at 35 underneath Beekeeper.
And above Founder.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to put it. That may change, but that seems right. That feels right for me. It was kind of just I needed something to watch that was going to be easy and digestible and would just count as a movie. And it was entertaining throughout the whole thing. It had a plot. It was a predictable plot, but it was basically The Witcher fan fiction, not fan fiction, fan service. And if you like The Witcher, you're gonna love this. And again, it's way better than stuff that happened in season 2 and season 3, the live action one. I thought if it had gone in this direction, yeah, I know that there's money to be made in live action adaptations. I get it, but sometimes I feel that video game adaptations, they do lend themselves better to animated adaptations. It just is a little bit of a smoother transition. Uh, there were some stupid things that were in the animated movie though that were like harkening back to the show. Just kind of like visual things, like how Geralt looks like when he takes, his toxins and how his face looks. It was more like the show than the game, so I was kind of like iffy about that. But again, overall, it's a serviceable movie, and like we've talked about and joked about, like the 30 to 40 range is kind of the most middle of the road part of our list right now. That's like the group where you're like, it wasn't great, it wasn't bad, it's middle of the road, 30.
Yeah, no, that's a tough area. But I will say this, Soto. You have officially reviewed your 70th film.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
this is
totally.
the definition of middle of the road film because this is literally the halfway point of your list. So, I mean,
Yep.
just to give it perspective for the fun of it, my 35th film is The
Hmm.
Nice Guys. That's where that ranks right now.
Oh,
So
cool. All
yeah,
right. Yeah.
as things, it's so weird because yeah, I look at things above it and below it, and we're always like I know last week I was talking about the bottom of my list, and I did have to clean that up a little bit, which I
Mhm.
did. I don't know if I did that on my Google's doc yet, but either way, yeah, I continue. Every time I do this, I look and I think about it. So, but yeah, 70 films for you, and Witcher was 35. So definition of a middle of the road film.
Of
So
middle, literally middle of the road.